Hey everyone, I thought today I'd talk about logos and websites. So one of the biggest problems I see with the header part of a website is often the logo of the company does not fit in that space. And so they squish it and they do all sorts of things to it. It looks pretty ugly. So making a logo that fits in certain positions is a really important part, certainly of a graphic designer's job, I feel, today. Because a lot of people do the square logos, which looks fabulous on a business card, but is absolutely useless on the web. Again, great in social media, but bad on the web. So we need some options to allow us to do what we need to do. So I thought I'd show you how to, you can reconfigure your logo yourself or come up with a new one pretty simply these days. So here's our homepage. Here's it being edited. You can see we've got the Microsoft logo there at the moment, which I stole, of course, when I originally made this page as a demo because I needed an image quickly. But it's time to actually get a logo for $1 million web brands. So what can we do? Well, Canva, of course. Where else would you go? And why would you, use any other tool? Sure, there's some advantages to using Adobe Illustrator and all that, but do you have the money to afford the licenses? Probably not. The other thing is, yes, you can pay someone to do it, and that's good, but it's going to take weeks because by the time it goes back and forth, it gets caught up in the workflow, etc., etc. So you need something now, you need something you can use while your designer's doing the top of the line one that you actually need. So let's have a look and see what we can do. Okay, so we can do a search like this, and straight away we get a big pile of logos. Okay. And you can see there's all different sorts here. So you got, kind of the square style again. Then you got wide, okay. There's one with a square around it. Here's one that might work on the top of a website if we were to, frame that off a bit. What else could we look at? So you don't have to start from scratch, but if you want to, you can. So let's look at two ways. Let's look at this one. So we've got a nice little logo and we're going to rename it. So $1 million web brands, which is of course the website here, MDWB, and we've got a picture of a flower there, which is nice. But realistically, we want it to go on a white background or a plain background. So it has to have no background at all. So the first thing we should do is just delete that. Now, these bits are still sitting here, okay? So if I click on that, come up and choose color, I can now choose my company color. And if I come onto that, I can come and choose my other company color. And there we go. We've got $1 million web brands, MDWB. Now, will it fit into this box? Well, is it rectangular? No, it's not. So our flower is a bit of a pain. What can we do? Well, let's grab our flower and move it to there. And then let's bring our font down a bit. Bring it down a bit more. And you can see our flower goes there. Now, the thing is that, okay, this font, okay, is Baskerville. When we look at our page, everything has sans serif, meaning it doesn't have the little feet like this on top. So I probably need a better font. So I'll go to Aramo or Helvetica. It's my choice. I can unbold that, and then I can bring that down in size, and we've got $1 million web brands. Okay, so that now would fit into the area that I've got there. But does it look right? Well, it's one of those things that you can play with forever. Okay, might choose a slightly different font. Okay, and there's my logo. So I can download that if I want to with a transparent background. So let's just do that to start off with. I'm going to put it on the desktop. Now, the first thing I know from this is when I open it up, it's actually quite large because this is all the square area that you see here. So what I'm going to do is I can actually, in preview on a Mac, I can actually just select that like that, and I can crop that and save it. So now it's only this part of it. So So I can then come back to here and I can take my logo, add a new logo. Insert into post. And you can see it's now showing up the top there. Now, one of the things you notice, it might be a little bit blurry because the size is wrong, okay? Originally it wasn't that big. So if I do done and go save, now we have the new header and you can see the colors come through. Now, it's not the prettiest design because I mangled an existing one. But if you were to work with the styles that are here, you can quickly do it. So one like this, for example. First, get these bits and get rid of them, and then grab that out like that. Bring that up, so center it, move that across till it's centered. Now, if I take that and I go into my font settings, where are we? Positioning, no. Oh, I need to stretch this, it's gone. Oh, I've lost it, doesn't matter. If I bring that back down, I can stretch that out like that. Bring that up. Now if I change that font color to my blue, that follow to my green, delete the background, I can then bring that out a bit more, bring it up nice and close, and then I can download that with a transparent background. Give it a new name because I don't want to do the same thing. Open it up, crop it up really nice and tight. Again, preview is free on Mac, but you can do this using Paint or anything on a PC as well. There's a dozen programs to do that. If I come to my home page now and go edit header, click on that. I'm going to add a new logo variation. Size here, you'll notice 339 by 97. So now we're at 165, which should work, but I can come out a bit if I want to because I've got plenty of size there. Done, save, preview. Okay, now we have $1 Million Web Browns. Now, obviously we've got a pink background and that's going to look pretty ugly, but you need something that's like this, that's longer than it is tall, because you need to work in that space. So my advice to you is, if you don't have a logo that fits there, come in and have a play in Canva, have a look at some of the logos that are available, or alternatively you can just open up a blank one like that, and you might like to come into these text sections. Remember we saw all these little bits in here before? You put that on there. Whoops, there's one already there, and you can see that's grouped. If I ungroup it, I can then grab this one and pull it up nice and close, bring the edges in a bit so that it sits, because you want the edges to form a nice neat square where possible, sorry, rectangle, nice neat edge, and that will look much better to the eye for anyone looking at it. You've got to remember that there is design principles. There is a reason people go to design school, and these sort of things are taught, and you need to know that, like when it sits outside, like if I do this, it looks wrong to your eye, okay? It looks funny because it's cut off on the side. So have a bit of fun with that. Try making up a new logo that you can use in other positions. It might be just a temporary thing, but it is a good exercise in actually learning to use Canva a bit better, because it will save you a lot of time and give you a lot of ideas of things that you can do quite quickly and effectively. Okay, have fun, have a good day.